Välkomna tillbaka till Monitor TV. Vi fortsätter med ett avsnitt till med en intressant gäst från Danmark idag och Roland Systems och vi pratar engelska. So welcome to Monitor Web TV. This is one of the shows that we are broadcasting here from our office studio, and we have a distinguished guest today with us, and it's Morten Rasmussen from Roland Systems in Denmark. But we will be right back in a few seconds. Yes, here we are in the studio, and welcome to you, Morten Rasmussen from Copenhagen.
Thank you.
What are you working with?
I'm the sales manager of Roland Systems Group in Copenhagen, based in Copenhagen. And the product line is pro products from Roland, concentrated on live audio and live video, and a few broadcast-oriented products.
That's interesting. So you're covering the pan-Scandinavia field, you can say, including the Baltics.
Including the Baltics, we are covering a very large area of the world, covered from western part of Greenland to the eastern part of Russia.
Oh,
so we're covering many countries, Scandinavian countries, plus Baltic countries, plus Russia as well.
I know there's an office, Roland office in Stockholm. What do they do there?
They're concentrating on MI, musical instruments, and they are serving musical instruments dealers around Sweden.
Yeah. But when it comes to monitors, readers and viewers, it's more a Copenhagen office that deals with the professional range.
Yes, we're dealing directly with customers from Copenhagen to Swedish customers. Yes.
And what ranges do you have when it comes to the pro products from Roland?
We have, within audio product range, we have digital mixing consoles for live use, and we have stage boxes. We have a network actually that all these products is built around. So that means that you can build up very advanced systems, consist of more consoles and more stage units and lots of different products at the same time, or you can make a very basic setup with just 2 units talking directly to each other.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's the audio-based products. Video, we have a few different types of products. We have video switchers, which is video only, and we have AV products, which is combining audio with...
in the same unit?
Yes.
Okay.
We also have some small converter products, which is a new product range, where we're trying to enter the broadcast world also.
And we're also familiar with R4, R44 units, the field recorders.
The field recorders is also,
But it's interesting with Roland, it's a strange name to be a Japanese company. Is there really a Japanese guy named Roland?
No, not exactly. Actually, the founder is called Mr. Kakahashi.
Okay.
So it's completely different. So he traveled around the world to find a good name for his company because he thought that a Japanese name is not the right style for him. So he chose actually a Scandinavian or Scandinavian German name for his company.
Yeah, that makes it easier for us to...
Makes it easier for us. More difficult for Japanese. They have a difficult time pronouncing Roland.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it started in Japan. How many years ago?
About 35 years ago. He started doing the first musical instrument for the business. Our department, which is Systems Group, we started 7 years ago. In a separate factory area with separate development.
In Japan?
In Japan, yes.
There's another name also, Eddie Roll, I remember. Correct. That's also part of Roland.
It is actually. It's short for Edit Roland, and it started for the education business actually.
Okay.
And since the brand became strong, We kept it for many years, but now we actually ended the brand because we think that it's easier just to concentrate on having one strong brand than many smaller brands.
Okay, so there is no more Eddie Rowe.
No, we skipped the name actually, but because some of the products actually continue being the same product, but just with a different label, but exactly the same product.
Okay. Oh, that's good to know. And of course, you have many products we could talk about, but today we will concentrate on video and this AV mixers. Right. And the flagship that you are featuring right now is VR50 HD.
Correct.
Correct?
Correct.
Yeah. And that mixes both audio and video in the same unit.
Yeah.
You brought a film. Shall we take a look at the video?
Yeah.
And you can explain more.
I can explain. The VR50 HD combines a 12-channel digital audio mixer with a 4-channel video switcher. And the idea with this product is to combine a very advanced product with a very easy to use user interface. So actually, even if you're not an expert, you'll be able to operate this product.
HD studio in a single unit, said it there.
Yeah. So we have different types of inputs, and the very strong thing also here is that it's not depending on a specific resolution or a specific input that can be controlled. You can combine any input and have different outputs at the same time.
So you can throw almost anything at it.
Right. Computers, cameras, old types, new types, professional or consumer cameras, anything can be connected and combined into the unit. So that's a very strong feature.
So it makes it portable and
yes,
easy to use when you go out and you have maybe live events or.
Yes, you can use it for live events, for projectors, LED walls, and at the same time stream to USB computer and do that simultaneously.
Okay.
You actually even can have a separate resolution for the USB streaming, separate from the output to the LED or LCD projector or whatever you're using for the output.
That's very interesting. And here we have one copy of the products.
A real
VR50.
A real copy?
A real one, yeah. And it's actually the one we are using right now in this broadcast.
Yes.
Not this one though.
No, a different one.
Yeah,
sitting.
a different one, yeah. Because our video mixer, he didn't like to be in the picture.
No.
So we have this one.
Right.
Yeah.
And here we can see the very simple control surface of the audio mixer. It's basically like in the old days an analog type of control. The first 4 inputs. Here you can adjust the preamps for microphones in whatever you have connected. On
so you can attach 4 up to 4 microphones.
4 microphones, 4 microphone preamps, but you can combine that with line inputs or have the audio coming from the video source as well.
Oh yeah.
So these white faders illustrates the audio coming from the video sources. That could be SDI combined with audio or HDMI.
What kind of video inputs can it handle?
Many different. HDMI and HD SDI, composite. So
Those
just
4.
about any input source. That could be consumer camera, that could be professional camera, it could be any computer. Different computers running different resolutions at the same time because all inputs and all outputs has scalars. So that makes it very flexible when you connect, and both for the input side and the output side. Yeah. You don't actually have to think about it, which many actually forgets because it is very often a very difficult situation to predict whether you are using this resolution combined with that input and output.
And then if you attach a certain device to it, can you also tweak levels like color Or is it just you have to have the right thing from the beginning, or can you tweak things?
Yeah, that's a very good question actually, because on the surface you would say that most operators would just switch between the sources, and you can do that in different ways, just directly hitting the buttons or using the touch interface.
Oh, it does touch. You can touch here also.
Yeah,
Or
so you can choose the source. If if you don't know which source is 1 or 4 or whatever, you can just say, okay, I can see that source. I want that. So, and you can also dig deeper into details, as your question was pointing at. So you can color adjust, you can zoom, you can crop in different formats. So you can do a lot of detailed information underneath the surface. But for the normal operation, you actually only need to operate this on the surface.
So it's interesting. It has buttons that you press when you switch between video sources.
Right.
But the first time I saw this Roland VR50 HD, I recognized it doesn't have a T-handle.
A T-handle, no.
Why not?
It's a compromise actually, because we were looking at the end user that's supposed to use the product.
Okay.
So adding a T-bar, often we figure out that often that separates from a pro user from a sort of a standard or a non-educated user. So it is actually a way of making the product more simple, easy to use.
How easy is it? Or how much education do you need to be able to operate and to do a live broadcast or webcast?
We recently had a very large event in Denmark with the EM in the European Championship in handball, and for that occasion, actually, it was volunteers, amateurs that were from the local handball clubs that came in to operate it, and they had an instruction of approximately 5-10 minutes, and then they were able to run the whole thing in the arena. And they were controlling the central LED screens with scoreboards, information, and audio for the PA system, everything.
It's interesting.
So it has a very easy learning curve.
Yeah, it's quite a revolution really when you think about these small practical devices coming now compared to the history of outside broadcasting when you needed a truck.
Right, an OB van. It's actually an OB van in compact.
Yeah, you can have like an OB bicycle.
Right. Yeah.
It could work.
Right.
Almost. But let's say that I don't need all these features. Something simpler, maybe a little bit cheaper.
Right.
Then we come to the next product that you're also featuring now. Yep. This is VR3 EX,
correct.
Right?
Yeah.
You had a VR3 before. We
did, yes. So now we recently at the ISE show in start of the year, we introduced a new version of the VR3, which is a digital version of the VR3, which was basically analog, handling analog standard definition video.
We have a small film about that as well.
Right.
We can come up with the VR3 film here. Then maybe we can see some pictures. We don't have it here. We cannot grab it with our hands.
Again, it combines audio with video. It's a standard definition AV mixer, making it affordable and very interesting for a different target user, like for education, for small events, small venues. Very easy to use user interface with touch display. We have different video layers, like where we can combine the video signal in different ways. So we have quite a few advanced features, but then again, kept in a very easy to use user surface. So yeah, as you can see on the video, it also states that you have different video effects that you can apply to the video. And again, on this unit, we have a very easy to understand audio mixer. with a very analog type of control,
Okay.
although it's of course a digital mixer that's built in.
USB 2.
Yeah, with this AV mixer you can stream via USB 2, which means that you can send out a signal to either recording application on a computer or for streaming using a streaming service. And all that combined in a very affordable product.
It's very interesting. Now, it definitely interesting for the smaller production companies and those who deal with live events in a smaller scale. Now, if you go up to the larger scale, is it something that these units cannot do?
In terms of, I mean, the other products that we have is we have some video mixers that can take more video sources at the same time.
Okay.
So that gives you more combinations. We have the V1600 HD, which is able to operate on more screens, do video features like span, where you can stretch out 2 video signals to 2 projectors, having one big image with edge blending and features like that. So we have different types of product that expands the product range in that sense.
Interesting. How about Roland as a corporation? How does the future look like in Scandinavia?
In Scandinavia.
Any developments? Or?
Yeah, the development is actually that we are starting to look at the company as more a unified company that is seated in a new organization based in Europe. So we have a new part of the company which is called Roland Europe Group.
Okay.
And we are part of Roland Europe Group, which means that we need to coordinate everything, marketing and of course how we present stuff. We need to coordinate that, and all prices of course are coordinated all over the world now. Product-wise, development is still in Japan, and the new products are looking very promising. We are entering a few new fields with our next products that are coming. We are presenting new products in the late summer, and of course fluently at the end of the year next year we come with very exciting new products.
Anything new at the NAB this year, or will we have to wait until?
There will be new products at Infocom.
Okay.
That's the next big step where we are introducing a new product line of very exciting new products.
Thank you for coming to us. It's been great to have you here in our studio.
You're welcome.
And this was the second part of our studio broadcast, and I go over to my native language, Swedish. Så tack för att ni var med oss den här gången nu i den här andra sändningen från vår studio här i Göteborg. Vi är snart tillbaka med många fler program och många intressanta ämnen och gäster, så missa inte Monitor TV även i fortsättningen. Ha det bra, hej då!